2018 marks Kansas City Film Fest's 22nd year of attracting filmmakers and film lovers from across the country and around the world to Kansas City. The events happen from April 11th through the 15th here at Cinemark Palace on the Plaza. And here to tell us all about what's going to happen is board member Greg Wu. Greg, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us about Kansas City Film Fest.
Thank you for having me, Consuelo. Really excited to be here.
Now, to give us a little background, how did Kansas City Film Fest get started?
As you mentioned, 22 years ago, our founder, Fred Andrews, wanted a place for independent film to be shown in Kansas City because at the time, big theater chains weren't showing independent films. So he rented an auditorium at UMKC and about 500 people showed up, and that's how it started.
Now, from 500 people, you're anticipating how many this year?
I'd say we're conservatively expecting 8,000 to 9,000 people this year.
Mm-hmm. And are the majority of them out from outside of the Kansas City area, or?
No, not a majority, but a significant portion. I'd say about 35% of our attendees will be from outside Kansas City, Missouri.
And you also have filmmakers that are coming in from outside of the country.
Sure. This year I'm sponsoring a film called Final Blade, made by filmmaker Willie Ying, who's from China, and he'll be coming in from Beijing.
How exciting. And in addition to film screenings and the screenings of film shorts, what other activities are going to happen?
Sure. I'll just highlight two events that are going to be occurring this year. The first event is our opening film, and it's called 306 Hollywood, and it's by a pair of sibling filmmakers, Ilan and Jonathan Bulgarin. And it's a documentary that explores the memory of their grandmother who used to make dresses for Hollywood's elite. And there will in fact be a showing of the dresses here, so there'll be a little fashion show and a red carpet premiere for that. The second event is on Saturday afternoon, and it's our inaugural Barbecue, Beer, and Blues, and it's a showing of the Smoke and Ribbons documentary, which follows two Kansas City barbecue teams as they go around during the competition season. So that'll be a great event with beer tastings by one of the local breweries.
And because you have experts that are here in town, you also have seminars and panel discussions, correct?
Yeah, so for a lot of the films where the filmmakers come to show their movie, there'll be a Q&A afterwards to talk about how the film was made, how it was financed, and kind of labors of love and what it takes to make a film. There's also obviously our Real Spirit component of it, which is for kids to learn how to make movies, and there's a competition, the Heartland Student Film Competition.
And you're probably one of the only organizations that has a youth film competition, correct?
Certainly ours is, in this area, is one of the biggest for students.
So you have a lot of screenings, and you have a lot of voices that are going to be shared here in Kansas City. Well, how do you go about selecting a variety and the diversity that are represented here at the Kansas City Film Fest?
Sure. We get a lot of submissions, probably thousands of submissions that we go through. We also have a curated portion, and that's to find a diverse array of voices that you just mentioned. And so a lot of those are from other film festivals that are shown there. Studios will send us films that haven't got distribution. And so we really try to highlight, like I mentioned, there's the filmmaker from China, the Bulgarians, I believe, are Latin American, and we just try to highlight a diversity of voices that you might not see at the chains.
And it's not just for industry folks, it's also for any Kansas Citian who wants to participate, correct?
Yeah, it's really a celebration of film, all kinds of films. There'll be something for everybody. One other film that I wanted to highlight was The Miracle of Manhattan, which was made by a K-State alum, and it really follows the rise of their football team under Coach Snyder. I think that'll have a great audience here.
And if people want to find out how to get tickets or more information about what's happening during this time, where would they go?
Yeah, our website is kcfilmfest.org, and there you'll find our schedule, information about all of the films that will be shown, the Real Spirit competition, as well as the other events that we'll have this year.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us about Kansas City Film Fest.
My pleasure, Consuelo. Great to be here.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/NTDF.